In the 20s of this millennium, it isn't uncommon for young men to be obsessed with the fact that they are men. For them to view all social interactions as nothing more than a value exchange, and to think of the dating pool as a market. While we encourage engaging with the competitive landscape that is male life and winning, we firmly believe that you are better off with a touch more humanity and personality in your soul than the average red pillar. In fact, today I am here to show you why being less like them, you are actually likely to beat them at their own game. The red pillar is obsessed with his SMV. Hopefully, some of you are lucky enough to be unfamiliar with this term. For those blessed few, SMV stands for sexual market value and is determined by a man's looks, money, and status. While it is absolutely true that being good-looking, fiscally successful, and holding a high-status position are all attractive traits for a man to possess, there is a flaw with being totally obsessed with SMV and nothing more. As much as the black pillars will protest this reality, women do in fact care about your personality. Character traits such as confidence, humor, wit, and being able to talk like a normal human being are actually just as important in your ability to land a date as what job you have and what type of car you drive. And I have proof. For this video, we are particularly excited about what the comment section has in store. But before the fingers of a certain type of man's hand switch from Cheetos to keys, I want to remind you that even if you were stepping out of a brand new Porsche to talk to a woman you were interested in, you would still put effort into which words you use. You wouldn't say, "I'm Steve, get in my bed," because you know that it wouldn't work on any self-respecting woman. Likewise, you know that the car would help you a lot more with some types of women than others. This is proof that deep down, you know that personality and charisma matter. And if you truly want access to the full dating market, you will need to appeal to the women who actually have some standards for character. It's not just about dating either. The man who views himself as a high-performance individual, obsessed with the specific factors involved in succeeding within his industry, is going to outperform the man obsessed with masculinity. It's the same story with women. The woman who is obsessed with being a girl boss in the fashion industry will always lose in business compared to the woman in the fashion industry who is obsessed with fashion. Are you a high-value man whose every decision is shaped by external frameworks of masculinity? Or are you a high-performance individual whose attention is on the specific actions required for greatness in your field? Personally, I would advise that the latter is actually more masculine because he is more competent and achieving this competence more effortlessly. He is more masculine because he is less paranoid of others' judgments and more focused on leveling up in his craft. Allow me to elaborate on why this whole SMV red pill mentality is counterintuitive. When you view dating as a market, you reduce people's individuality and humanity, something that women are massively turned off by. She doesn't want you to see her as a woman who you landed because of your status. She wants you to see her as a unique person who you landed because of your unique connection with her. And if you have a pounding heart and a working brain, you should want the same too. After all, if she wants you based on your objective financial status rather than your subjective and unique character, then wouldn't you have to admit that she'd rather be with Jeff Bezos than with you? Or with anybody with a higher net worth than yours, than with you? Doesn't feel good, does it? It's simply gross to reduce humanity to a rat race of a game, and that is what you are doing when you obsess over SMV. If you developed a nuanced and interesting personality, you would be better connected with customers and teammates in your industry. You would be less insecure in your conversations with women, and you would therefore have more money and better status, all thanks to obsessing less over money and status. Now, you should be masculine and high status. We are not anti-masculinity. In fact, we can't stand the hypocrisy of people who claim to represent gender equality and yet throw around terms like toxic masculinity. What an exhausting phrase. And we do think that masculinity is a good character trait for a man to have. However, your personal identity deserves to be more complex than to be defined simply by how much money you have and how thick your beard is. There are men out there who are so obsessed with what color their metaphorical pills are that they will start gendering and politicizing everything from the foods they eat to the words they use. Throw the term alpha around and they think you're based. Allow words like perspective to escape your voice, however, and for some reason that makes you a communist. Steak? That's for real men. Eating sushi? Well, that's weak. And soy? This attitude is incredibly limiting, and in any remotely mature or well-developed circle, just plain weird. Again, we're not saying that you have to paint your nails and accept whatever agenda MSNBC is trying to shove down your throat this month, but we are telling you to be more than a repackaged version of the same simplistic ideologues. If they avoid drinking milk because they think it's racist, and you refuse to be seen drinking a mojito because you think it makes you a woman, then you're just participating in alternative idiocy. Avoid mojitos, sushi, and nail polish because you don't like the way they taste and look, not because you're not allowed to go near them as a man. Letting other people in society tell you what to do, whether it's to follow or rebel against traditional masculinity, is not masculine. The truly masculine and truly powerful, who are getting the most out of their human experience, are masculine by accident. If you just be yourself and seek excellence, the leadership potential and confidence, as well as the testosterone in your blood, will ensure that you are man enough. If you pursue whatever you are the most skilled in and passionate about, you will be far more powerful than the man who wanted to be a writer, but forced himself to become a mechanic because that's more manly. Become a mechanic if you love cars. Become a writer if you love words. Don't let what's hanging between your legs stand in the way. The wind doesn't try to blow. A river doesn't try to flow. And a man doesn't have to try to be a man. Good day.